One shot. Let's begin. That has nothing to do with the story by Somato. Translated and uploaded by Palm Top Scans and HX Hexia. Alright, so let's just begin, everybody. That has nothing to do with this story. Presented by Mayo Ibashi. This is a story of a certain girl's uneventful day. Oh, it's probably gonna be eventful. Take care now. Will you really be alright by yourself? Don't worry, I'm just gonna pick some berries. This girl is the protagonist of this story. I'll be leaving now. She's an ordinary 12-year-old girl who adores her family. Earlier, this is what happened. The girl was playing her flute in the forest. Then, little critters from all around came and gathered by her side. The travelers who happened to pass by that utterly fantastical scene all thought to themselves that they had seen a fairy and didn't doubt it one bit. However, that anecdote has nothing to do with this story. Be careful. Take the usual road, got it? Oh, wait. You forgot your pendant. Even though I wear it all the time? How careless of me. This girl's pendant is a treasure given to her by her father, who lives far, far away. This is called the Dragon Eye. Whoever holds it shall receive great wisdom and courage. After saying that, her father gently stroked her head. This is a cherished childhood memory of her. However, that has nothing to do with the story. The rain yesterday took down this tree. Would you mind waiting for about half a day? Then I'll be home late. Mom told me to take the usual road, but I'll just go this way instead, just for today. The girl didn't know it, but this was the path named the Road of Death. It passed through the territory of a fearsome wolf named the Death God. For the deep scar on its forehead, its prey has never escaped. But luckily, the wolf had just finished its meal and didn't attack the girl. Therefore, it has nothing to do with this story. This bridge! It could collapse at any moment. Nobody knew when the old bridge was constructed. Many of the surrounding residents believed that it was too dangerous, and so a new bridge was made, which is why this tattered bridge has nothing to do with this story. Each one of them so rare, so very curious, are they not? This here's a jewel named Sparkling Nut. It's a warning talisman against evil spirits. All the way at the eastern edge of the continent is a large hole. Within its depths lies a subterranean lake. Only there can the precious gem, Sparkling Nut, be mined and collected. If her father was here, he probably would have said something like, "This here's a fake one. The real one would shine purple under sunlight." Her father was a jewel enthusiast, but, of course, that has nothing to do with this story. Oh. That child, is she headed towards the castle? I hope nothing horrible happens. Aren't you a bit too worried? The innkeeper and his guests, frightened by the vampire incident the other day in the abandoned castles on the mountains. In reality, the innkeeper himself was a vampire. A surprising development awaits, but that has nothing to do with this story. Let's see. What a steep slope. Let's rest here for a bit. What nice. Whoa! Eek! Phew, did I lose them? Sir, please wait. Wherever are you going? Darn it. I have to get out of here. Sorry I startled you. This boy is the Prince of Westania, a kingdom somewhere in the east. The rumors among the people is that he has an unusual personality. Like many times before, on this trip abroad, he can't keep himself from sneaking out to find the rare, long-legged rainbow frog. He and the girl won't meet each other hereafter, so that has nothing to do with this story. But about the jewel in the earring he was wearing. It was made from a stone that could only be minted at the crater of the ice volcano, under the jurisdiction of the Westania royal family. If the girl's father was here, he would be dying to get his hands on this rare beauty. By the way, regarding the long-legged rainbow frog, even though it's called a frog, in fact, it's not related to frogs at all. They inhabit the unexplored Molefuch Island. They are a subspecies of the human stride creatures. As its name suggests, they exhibit a peculiar behavior, whereupon it sees a human, it will stride over them. On Molefuch Island, there also exists a creature that passes under a human's crotch called the human pass. Another troublesome thing is that the human stride and the human pass are completely different species from biological creatures. Here at last! The explorer who discovered Molefuch Island, Wayne Sharada, is an extremely interesting person, but oh my, well, he really got into it. They talk about things that have nothing to do with the story. We'll stop here. The fruits the girl is picking up contain a deadly poison. Oof. Whoever eats them will be hit with a sharp stomach pain about 3 to 4 hours afterwards, followed by continuous vomiting and diarrhea. In most cases, the victims meet their death within 24 hours. But strangely enough, a while after the fruit falls from the tree, the poison disappears completely. For the time being, nobody has died from the tree's fruits, so it has nothing to do with the story after all. I'm home! Are you still worried about going alone? I'm alright. The high up bridge scared me a bit, though. Thus, despite her mother's worries, the girl's day uneventfully came to an end. The girl will eventually meet a kind young man, who's not the prince from earlier, fall in love, and live a happy life. But that has nothing to do with this story. This is really good. Let's see. The work was created as an experiment from the author, pandering to their personal tastes. It doesn't have much to do with the style of commercial works. This has nothing to do with this story. The girl on the cover is a witch who resides in the mountain. Oh, the girl on the cover is a witch who resides in the mountains very far north. She's the spitting image of the story's main character, but they are completely different people, nor are they acquaintances. She has nothing to do with this story. I really like this form of storytelling. I really, really do. I just think it's cool. Like, dang, this is cool. Like, I like the idea of this. They're telling a story, and then it just feels like you're reading a book, right? Like, well, I mean, it is a book, but you're reading like a fairy tale. And this is what I would say. Like, I feel like this is a modern day fairy tale, to be completely, like, candid with all my thoughts here, is that, like, it has that type of rhythm and that type of tone that goes about it here. And it feels like it could almost, like, you could attach, like, a moral to the story here. You could get people to really think. Like, part of this could be, like, all the tragedies that we avoid in our day-to-day life, right? Or all the things that affect us or how things could change could be a part of everything, right? How everything small will affect the world. Or how we encounter great people without even realizing it here, right? Like, we encountered 1,000,001 adventures here throughout the things, and they have nothing to do with this story, right? The father who knows what's going on, the great wisdom, the great courage. Did she need that? Not necessarily. Even it would be like a red, or like a, I don't even know what do we call it. It's not red herring. It would be it would be like something important in another story, or in this is all red herrings, right? And then right here, this wolf, like, okay, he's 8, he's not hungry here, so he's never gonna go do that here. But, just avoid a tragedy just a little bit, right? And then finding this here, like, it's just really nice to see all this lore in this world expanded upon here. With each gem, you see the scammers here, you see people go like woo woo woo, you see the vampires, the mystical creatures, it's really cool. And then this vampire's in the presence of a cross, so this world has a vampire who's not affected by the cross or like holy. Ooh, that was a twinge in my neck there. What was that? Ooh, you know the the cross, right? So like maybe this vampire has its own certain lore there, right? Phew, did I lose them? Sir, please, where you're going, right? Um, and then this is just like extra stuff here. Like this is all world building here that's not necessary here. The animals or whatever. I also like the idea that this narrator is just like unfocused, and they are essentially just giving you fun facts because I could kind of relate to this form of storytelling I do sometimes, where I'll go off and off and off and off again and again and again about all these fun facts, and it's interesting. It's very very interesting. Because I could kind of relate to it, like, oh, well, this person does this or they do that, or look, those fruits, they're poisonous here. Well, not after too long, right? Stuff like that. And the monarchy history here, and it's like, oh, wait, we got off track here. Um, Nice. And then this, I just like this, and it's just wonderful because it is a nice, happy ending. It does feel like the fairy tale at the end where they're doing the epilogue, and they're just like, okay, yeah, but they're like, no, that's nothing to do with the story. It's about a girl who went, ran an errand, and then came back safely, right? And there's all these extra adventures we did not see, and of course, even the cover was misleading, but it ties into the fairy tale, right? I really like this more stories. So like, and again, this is what is this called? Cottagecore, I think, right? So you see like all the like cottagey, the greenery stuff here, right? This feels like something that could have been made like almost like in like Hansel and Gretel times, right? It could be like old like German. I don't think this would be old German necessarily, but I could see it like in the Hansel and Gretel times, right? Or like or Little Red Riding Hood, right? I could see this being a perfect fairy tale that could have been, we could have been reading hundreds of years later, right? It just seems like a really cool story with a neat premise here. And you could even see it being made into a movie, right? Like a story where the main character isn't the most important person, right? Or the main character is there and things just kind of happen around them. Wow, you do your own thing. Or that'd be an interesting concept for a movie. And I'm sure it's been made, but where the main character is just living a normal life, and then the plot or the action or all these interesting stories happen in the background, but you never focus on them, right? They just kind of happen, and somebody needs to go and interpret the backgrounds. I think that'd be a really interesting concept. Seems super artsy. Probably wouldn't do well mainstream. I guess some horror movies do that where they have a lot of hidden things in the background, but I mean a little differently. Where like the entire story is told in the background, our main character isn't really affected by them. They encounter certain things, but you know, they just live an ordinary life. So I think this is really, really interesting. And again, like all these extra lines here, all this here, um, even the paneling here, where it has a little like wood feel to it there. Very much, again, a fairy tale vibe. And when I say fairy tale, I'm not referring to the anime. I know I mainly do manga the show, but I mean like classical fairy tale. I really like this form of storytelling. It's unique for the mangas we've read, and I don't think they have other one shots, unfortunately, like this here. You know, like I checked this one. It's like a 10-page one shot, so we'll probably combine this with something else for tomorrow here. Um, but yeah, it'd be really cool if they did a lot of stuff this year. Maybe I'll like read this in my own time here. But that's really neat. And it looks like Shadow House has color, monochrome, and Kuro. This is oh, that's interesting. So Shadow House and Kuro, there's a crossover between them two, which is really, really interesting. Okay, that's kind of cool. Um, Full color, 209 chapters, amazing. Wow. And then Shadow House, 200. Did I just click on Shadow House? 200 chapters. Let's do monochrome. Oh, it's ongoing. Nice. But anyway, this is cool. I like this author's at least one-shot storytelling. It's super unique, and yes, that's everything. So thank you for watching and listening. With all that being said, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for being born, y'all. Peace out.